I think we try to plan our lives very carefully, and then all of a sudden, the thing that we didn't even know was possible to happen happens. And those are interesting opportunities. I'd like to think that there are also opportunities for us to revisit what are we doing? Why are we doing what we're doing? How? What is the purpose that we want to try to give to our lives? So Stroke Book is a memoir that I wrote. I started writing it in the aftermath of a minor stroke, technically what was called an eye stroke, where a little bit of plaque came loose and lodged itself in a branch artery of my right eye, causing some blindness in that eye. Not total blindness in the eye, but definitely reduced my field of vision. And it was a very unexpected experience. I wasn't anticipating it. I didn't have a lot of the normal risk factors. My physicians were rather surprised. And so I began thinking about, well, why? And I think probably many people who write a lot often examine their lives and say, well, why do these things happen? They write about things that emerge in their lives, particularly when they're unexpected things. While we live in a society that is much more tolerant of sexual diversity and sexual orientation diversity, some of us live with a lot of trauma, a lot of history of scarring from the past. I grew up in the Deep South, came of age in the 70s and the early 80s, and it was a very homophobic time in a lot of ways. And certainly the advent of AIDS, which was also a very stressful time, very difficult time, much of my own collegiate experience, early collegiate experience, marked by the specter of AIDS. So much of that, I think, just contributed to a life of just not just stress, but also of worry, of anxiety, even of paranoia at times. Even to this day, part of me wonders, in as seemingly safe a place as Southern California, will I be subject to attack, homophobic attack? Will I be name called out? Will I be harassed? Will I even be assaulted? And so those are legacies. Those are legacies of abuse, legacies of trauma, legacies of having grown up in a homophobic culture that has stayed with me. And for me, they were very much part of the backdrop. Did they cause my stroke? No, maybe not directly, not in any medically traceable way of one-to-one correspondence or cause and effect. But in my mind, the two were linked. That a stroke that seemed to be induced by a fair amount of stress or anxiety was linked to a larger experience of stress and anxiety, being a gay man in a homophobic culture. Fortunately, one that's shifting a little bit, but still. The platitude that we've been offering folks is that it gets better, right? That's been the catchphrase, and the reality is that we really have to help each other make it better. I don't think things just get better. They don't get better on their own. They get better because we make an effort, and we have to make an effort in our own lives. We have to connect with the people who can help us make things better. We have to find the communities that help us make things better for ourselves and for each other. And that's how I'd like to see it gets better get tweaked. Not it just gets better, because it doesn't necessarily get better on its own, but that we can help each other make it better. So the advice I would offer to people is, no matter where you are, what are you doing? Ask yourself that question. What are you doing to try to make your own life better? What are you doing to connect with those people who can actually help you make it better? And then how are you also helping other people make their lives better?